Hi guys, back again another Saturday evening. We did get out to film today. We were down in the Cape Breton Highlands National Park, but we did not get to the Skyline Trail. We were on our way there, but we left a little too early in the day, and from the point we were at in the park, it would have took about another hour or so just to get to the Skyline Trail. Oh, sorry guys, I just turned my camera on for no apparent reason. And then it would have took another hour and a half hike in and an hour and a half hike out. And by the time we would have got out of there back to the car, it would have been pretty near dark. So we decided to head up to Marianne Falls and check that place out. So hopefully you guys will enjoy seeing that. Nice big set of falls, guys. Beautiful set of falls. The only thing is I couldn't fly a drone there because it's in the Highlands Park. But we got some nice footage with the GoPro, and I actually did get some drone footage on the way down there before we got into the Highlands. Top of Kelly's Mountain, I got a nice drone shot of the Sea Lion Bridge, and I got another nice shot down around the Englishtown Ferry, so I'll add those into the video. I've got a couple of time-lapse shots of the falls that look pretty cool. They turned out okay, so I'll throw them in there somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit that video up yet, but it'll get done. You guys will see it probably Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest. And if it doesn't rain tomorrow, but it's calling for rain. So if it doesn't though, I'll try and get out and film something for a Halloween episode. I've got one or two small ideas, but nothing really great. It's really hard to come up with a good idea for a Halloween episode, especially where there's all the stories are hard to come across. I would have to pretty much go to the library to figure something out. So how do you like my new 3D print there, guys? That's from Rick and Morty, and it's a glow-in-the-dark print. So if I were to turn off all the lights in here, but I don't think I'm going to flick both off. That should glow really bright. And you can see it's glowing somewhat. And the more light that I put on it, the brighter it'll glow. So pretty cool. It took about an hour and a half to print that. I think I am going to try and print some type of RC vehicle. I still have another RC toy here that I've not reviewed. I've had it here for well over a year and just never got around to doing this. So that video will come soon. I'm still trying to get out and fly this jet that I've got on the wall here. Weather is just not the greatest for me to do so, and I need to borrow a truck right now to cart it around to the site to be able to fly it. So there's that too. Now I'm not going to stay on here long tonight, guys. It's 10:30 right now, and I want to get to bed. I'd like to watch some sort of TV before I do fall asleep too, so there's that. And like I say, we were out all day, hours on the road, driving there and back, and probably spent an hour or more in at the falls. So yeah, not too much else going on. If you guys want to know a little bit about us getting lost, it was the most horrible time. I don't know if you guys watched all of the video, but if you did and you read the write-ups that I put in there were a couple of creepy things went on while we were stranded there. And one of them, the first one being, this was just as it started getting dark. Laura got out of the car and went in the bushes to pee. And she came back to the car and she said to me, "Was that you growling? Why were you trying to scare me?" I said that I wasn't growling at you. I was sitting here waiting for you to come back. So that was kind of creepy. And when we blew a tire going down one of the old dirt roads, I get out and change the tire, and she was standing out there beside me holding her phone light on the wheel so I could see what I was doing. And she said she heard footsteps in the tree line behind us, and that was only maybe 10 feet behind me where we're on this dirt road. There's woods on both sides, and the woods are maybe 10 feet off each side. So she said she could hear footsteps going back behind us, and she took the light off of me and turned around to see what she could hear, and she said she seen a set of eyes watching us. So that's really creepy. And she didn't tell me this part until we got home. I guess she figured I was already freaked out enough and didn't want to scare me more. But knowing that, guys, that God knows what's in those woods, and I think if she had told me then, I would have really freaked out, because I believe in a lot of stuff like Bigfoot and Dogman and stuff like that. And these weren't eyes close to the ground. These were eyes like taller than us and peering out, glowing, watching us. But she wouldn't get out of the car to pee again after seeing that. And while waiting for the RCMP, I fell asleep. And I remember her shaking me, waking me up, saying, "Turn the headlights on, turn the lights on, turn the lights on." I said, "Why?" She's like, I seen something. I know I seen something. So I'm glad she didn't tell me until we got out of there, because she really tripped me out. Just doing that, she tripped me out. I was like turn the lights on right away. I was like, there's nothing there. What are you going on with? But that's that. I'm glad that ordeal is over with, and we got out of there. We were able to find a place to get a cell signal and make that call. And another thing I didn't mention is when I got that call out, I was in the middle of talking to the dispatch for 911. And as soon as she told me, "Okay, we have your GPS location," I lost the call and I lost all cell service. So luckily we did get that phone call out, or we'd have been stranded there until the next day. And hopefully somebody would have found us going down one of those roads, because we were way back in those dirt roads, and we were back that far that all that was back there were a couple of trailers for summer camping, and summer's over, so nobody's staying down there this time of year. And the only other thing I remember passing was a big stack of logs that were going to be hauled out of there. And just to our luck, as we were driving out with the RCMP, there was a logging trailer going in, so he was possibly going to that log pile. But even still, if he had been going to that log pile, we were quite a few roads back away from that pile. So they may not have found us unless we had have got up to where the pile was. But no more ordeals like that, guys. I won't be going way out in the middle of nowhere where there's no service and hard to find a way back. I learned my lesson, and if I ever do go to somewhere like that, I will download a map before I head out there and get into a spot where there's no cell signal. So that's that. I know it wasn't much of a video. I was so freaked out and nervous. I didn't realize, I should have been filming changing the tire. I should have been filming when the RCMP pulled up, because that part would have actually been funny, because they pulled up next to us and put the windows down, and the first thing he leaned out and said was, "You guys know where the nearest Tim's is?" I am going places I know now, Karen. You want to see the place we were at today? In the Highlands, and a big set of waterfalls. There's a set we want to go to, but I don't think we're going to go to it until next summer, because it's a 10-kilometer hike. And that one is North River Falls. We went to Marianne Falls today. That's in the Highlands. There's lots of them around. I don't think there's any close that you could get to, though. Closest set. There's a man-made set in Membertou in the park. I think we filmed that on our channel. Yes, there is. There's a man-made set. It's in the park between Membertou and the hospital. I just can't remember the name of the park. Hold on a second, I'll tell you. One second. I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi on my phone. I do it on the PC, but I'll lose the live stream. Okay. One second. I think it's called Green Link Road. Yeah, Rotary Park. Green Link Rotary Park. And there's a man-made set of falls in there. Doesn't show it. Doesn't show pictures of the falls on Google though. And the other closest says, but you don't have a car. The other closest set is, one second. Gillis Lake Falls, but that's closer to here than Glace Bay. And then there's McIsaac Brook, but that's way out by Loch Lomond. Ishkaban Falls is near Bedeck. There's still a couple sets we never done yet. There's Indian Brook Falls, Great Falls. The one we want to do is North River, but that's a 10-kilometer hike. There's Egypt Falls. We done that one. The one today is Marianne Falls, and that is way up north of the island, right there. So that's way up near the tip of the island, near Dingwall. It's up past Ingonish. There's another set too, Blockband Falls. We haven't seen that one yet either. And that's in the Highlands, so I won't be able to put my drone up in there either. When we do the North River one, I'll be able to get drone footage of that. Hello, Donald. Thanks for joining. How's the weather in Alberta? Any snow yet? I know you guys get it a lot sooner than we do. So yeah, a couple of sets of falls left to do, and I'm running out of video ideas for this island because there's everything we pretty much have filmed already. I've got to sit down and get some video ideas. And I have to do a lot of research into the paranormal on the island because there's a lot of it. If I could find the Bigfoot story again, I would do that for Halloween because that's in Wreck Cove. I tried to get the guys from Haunts from the Cape to get together with us and film, but they never ever have time. I'm sure they have lots of stories. It's hard to come up with video ideas. Like I say, there's not much left that I know to go and film. I'm gonna have a cigarette here, guys, and probably another 5 minutes or so I'm gonna end the live stream. Did you guys watch the last video I put up of Laura doing the riddles? I thought they were pretty funny, her answers. Especially the first one, where I said 30 cows in a field, 28 chickens. How many didn't? And she said, didn't what? How many didn't what? She's actually sleeping right now. She had a long day. So I think I might start printing, 3D printing some things like what you see there on the wall and sell a few of those to come up with some trip money. Only have close to half what I need now for us to go on a trip. And I think we're going to go somewhere in Europe. Not exactly sure yet where. I would like to go to like Sri Lanka, India, maybe the Philippines. China would be awesome to go to. So the new video coming, guys, you'll see a second GoPro little bit of footage from a second GoPro. I have a third one on the way, which will give us another angle from the car view when I put the cameras on the car for the rides. I picked up this Hero 2018 and I modified the firmware on it to turn it into a Hero 5 Black. So when you do buy this, it only shoots in 1080p and 1440. But when you modify the firmware, it gives you 2.7K, 4K, gives you all the options that the Hero 5 Black has, and image stabilization. So it actually makes it a really good camera. So we'll be using that from now on too, along with the Hero 8. I noticed the stabilization and stuff aren't half as good as the Hero 8, but still, it's a really good camera, especially for the price I got it for. It was only 60 bucks. It was an eBay store return and not a thing wrong with it. They could have sold that camera for 200, 250 bucks. That's usually what I see them go for on there. And I fluked out and got that for 60 bucks. Like I say, I've got the third one on the way, and that one I paid 160 for. Oh, excuse me. So I will then have 3 GoPros, the Sony. I've got the Fimi Palm there, but the battery is kind of toast in it. It won't hold a charge very long anymore. And I used it today, and I swear it died within 30-40 minutes of recording with it. If I could find a replacement battery for it, I would switch it out. But very hard to find. The big guy just signed up yesterday. The big guy? What video are you talking about? Pull out a cheap case. In other words, go fly case. Is it the Giant McCaskill video? Giant McCaskill. Yeah, it's quite the story of him, eh? Could you picture if that man was alive today? The biggest guys we have living today would be no match for this man. You guys seen the grave that he's buried in? That is a long, large grave. And that man could pick up a boat anchor like the one that I showed on the lawn at the museum there for him. Actually bigger than that one. If I remember right, I think they said the anchor was like a ton or 2 ton. At least a ton. And he could pick that up and swing it over his shoulder. Crazy. And that man actually met the Queen, and she gave him rings. I had one of his family members comment on that video, and she said she still has clothes of his, a few pieces of clothing. She never ever got rid of them. They were passed down, and she got a hold of them. So yeah, that video actually done pretty good. There's a couple more videos from around the island here that did well for me. One of them is being the on Kelly's Mountain about Paul Chazon claiming that Chinese were the first to settle here. If you go check that one out, I wasn't in the right area though where I was filming, but I know where the area is at now. It's just really hard to get up there, as you have to cross a couple of bridges on an old logging road, and the last bridge, I got across the first two, but the third one is just toast, and it looks scary as hell to try and cross. I certainly wouldn't take Laura across it. There is a video where we filmed on a beach out there. It's down through the Englishtown Way, and when we walked up that trail, just when we get to the beach, the trail to go down to the beach is where that third bridge is, and like I say, it's just too scary to cross, and I wouldn't take her across it. I'd go back and film up there if I had someone to go with me. I don't want to travel up there alone because there's too many coyotes and stuff, right? So I'd like to have somebody to go with, and Laura's just not the one to take it in that spot. And it's quite the hike just to get to that bridge too. It's about 5-6 kilometers. It's a long walk. And there's a wide brook you have to cross first entering that trail. If you go at the wrong time of year, like right now, it's probably flooded right out. I'll get back out there someday. I do know somebody that will probably do that hike with me. He's another YouTuber here on the island, and he's wanting to go film something with me, so maybe I'll save that one for him and take him with me. I'm sure he'd find that pretty interesting to go see the old ruins up there, because there are ruins. There are old remnants of stone buildings up there, and there's rock walls, all squared off stone. And that's what Paul Chazon was thinking, that Chinese settled there. Older big family houses. The one I'm in right here is 110 years old. There are lots of rundown homes that really need to be renovated and will cost you thousands to fix. Especially over Glace Bay, you can get a real cheap company house as long as you're willing to fix it up and sink the money into it. You're probably going to pay $10,000, $16,000 for a company house, but I wouldn't want to live in a company house because you're going to have your neighbor attached to your home. Not right off my head do I know of any other old homes besides company homes in Glace Bay. There may be a couple on the north side here. I think there's one or two of them in town. Your best bet there, if you're looking for a home back here, is to go on and look up the homes going up for taxes. Get on. They have a website for it here. I just can't remember what it is. Google it. It'll probably show you it. Homes up for taxes in Cape Breton, and you'll get a house cheap. Whatever the tax is. Say they owe $1,000 tax on the house and it hasn't been paid. that home goes up for tax, you'll get it for that $1,000. And the original owner only has, say, a couple of weeks to come up with that money and pay it off. They don't pay it off, you get it for that. So that's your best bet. Other than that, right offhand, I don't know what homes are for sale, but I know there's one or two in town. But like I say, they're pretty run down. Almost to the point where they're going to tear them down. I know over the past couple of years they have torn a few down. I seen an ad on, I think it was Facebook a couple of days ago, saying that there are quite a few homes on the island that need to be torn down, and they just haven't got around to them yet. So check that out. Check out the tax sales. That's probably your best bet. I know if you go through a realtor, you're going to pay a fortune. But I guess that's it, man. I'm on now for 31 minutes. I'm going to call it a night and go in and watch a little bit of TV before I head to bed. And hopefully it doesn't rain tomorrow, so I can get out and film something else. So, Donald, you say you're new. Thank you for subscribing. I'm sure I'll talk to you again. I do these live streams every Saturday evening. Yeah, check out tax sales, man. You'll certainly find something really cheap on there. I'm guessing probably like $1,000 or something like that. And the owner has a few weeks to pay it. They don't pay it, you get it for that price. So yeah, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for stopping in this evening, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace, guys.